Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So it's part 2 of the Cosy Escort video. Love this car. This is Tamiya part number 58112. If you've watched the first video, we went through what I actually got with this car. This video is, we're going to do something slightly different than we've done before, which is we're not going to fully restore this car to 100% mint and then run it, because these are too rare now, to be honest. And just in case you didn't watch the first video, I've got a full brand new set of original decals to go on this, and I don't want to trash them. So my plan was, what I talked about in the first video, was getting this car to a stage where I can get it to look as good as I can, and then do a running video. Maybe do a couple of running videos, tarmac and then gravel, and then bring it back in and then do the final sort of shell restore. That's the plan. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, as you can see, this car is dumped to the floor. So it's got some fancy old school Tamiya alloy shocks on, which I'll show you, which are really cool, but it's got some really short springs on, hence why that's it. So we need to sort the shocks out first, so that's going to be the starting point. I have got a set of black CVAs from somewhere, I'm not too sure where I got them. So, and I don't want to change them for these, but the springs, if I can show you one, the springs are much longer than the springs that are on this car, and it'll take up the full shock body. So I'm hoping, just by changing the shocks, that it's going to get this chassis in a good state to get running. So first step is to take the shocks off, clean them, empty the oil, put new oil in, put these springs on, refit them and see what that chassis is looking like. If that goes to plan, which I think it will, then we're going to do the basics on here. Now, this doesn't need a great deal. So when I say the basics to make it look good, what I mean by that is I want to take the wing mirrors off and spray paint these white. It's really important for me that these are white, because that's actually box art, and also when they're white it has a Ford logo that goes on each mirror, and it really pops with that. So I've got to get them done. Obviously the spoiler is unpainted, which is really cool. So I've got to whiz this whole unit off, clean it up, hot soapy water, because it's going to be full of stains and what have you. A couple of decals at the bottom to take off, which is a bit unfortunate, but I want to paint this because this is what's letting the whole car down. So just in case you didn't know, it's in two parts. So the lower wing that goes onto the boot, gets sprayed a brilliant white colour, and then the top actual wheel fin is navy blue. PS, so I don't know what PS it is, big wig blue. I'm also going to do the centre strut blue. A lot of guys leave it white. Now that's not box art, white is box art, but I'm gonna do the top wheel fin and the strut blue going into the white lower wing. I just personally think that's going to look better, and that's obviously, I'll give it a clean up as well. We'll take the rally cockpit out. Now there's not too much to do with that. This cockpit looks great from a distance, but close up it's been hand painted by brush. So it's not the best close up, but with these things it doesn't really matter. But I do have to change a couple of things. It's in the back of the car behind the driver, it has like a spare wheel in the mould, and the actual alloy wheel's been painted in silver. Now obviously the car's got white alloys, so I just need to change that to white, and I'll probably take the driver's helmets off because they've not been painted. Just file the joining grooves down, mask the front off, and then blast them over with white. I think that's what I'm going to do, and that'll certainly make these heads pop more, and obviously that wheel will look sort of more as it's supposed to. So that's it for the shell, and then obviously we've got, I say obviously, you don't know, do you? Then we've got the rally wheels to put on it. Now this is going to transform it massively. As I spoke about in the first video, the original 58112 came with completely same style, same looking wheels, but a different diameter, almost 1/12, and then it came with these special rally tyres, which I've only ever seen on this car. We're not going for those because they're too expensive and I want to run it, so I don't want to put a load of money into original vintage tyres and then sort of use them. So this is the cheapest option, and we've got a full set of Tamiya rally blocks. Now the only slight thing I'm concerned about is that these are 26mm plus 2 rally dish wheels. So these are going to come out a little bit further than what's on there, but I'm thinking that that's only going to be a good thing, because obviously it's a rally car, it's supposed to look mean. So I think we need to shut up and get some work done, don't we? So I'll whiz this off now and I'll show you the chassis. Right, so this is what we're working with, and as you can see, if you just push on the suspension, the chassis is nearly touching the floor, which is a little bit crazy. Just show you very quickly, as I say, the difference in these shocks that I have. I've just taken the spring off, so you can see all that room that that's got and how much longer that spring is. That's way longer. So as long as that's the right diameter, and it looks a bit smaller than what's on, but they are very loose, this might just cure it. So I think the best thing to do now is whiz those 4 shocks off and let's get them all cleaned up and then go from there. Just taking the wheels off, and I've just discovered it's got blue alloy hexes. Obviously it had the blue wheel nuts, but that's pretty cool. It looks pretty trick. They look rather wide, these, a little bit wider than normal. So we'll try keep them on, but we might have to go to standard Tamiya ones. The drive on this is really nice. It's really smooth. Although I've just said that, the rear diff is a lot tighter than the front, but it's still smooth. It feels a little bit gritty if I'm honest, so we might have to whiz that out. But the overall drive, it's super smooth. Right, let's get the shocks off. Right, shocks off. These are quite rare now, these shocks. Unfortunately I don't know the part number of them. I know they were a hop up, but these were quite expensive back in the day. As you can see, that's the piston pulled fully out. These shocks, literally about 6mm too short. On the blue ones, black ones have got a spare, actually they're about the same length. So yeah, I think I need to get these off now. Let's just have a quick look, just do one while I'm here. Don't even know if it's got any oil in. But overall, they're looking pretty decent nick, which is always nice. A bit grubby. It's got one of those spacers on. I don't, if these other shocks work, springs sorry, then probably not going to need any spacers, I don't think. I'll tell you what we'll do as well, just while we're here, we'll get one of those, manky, we'll get one of those springs, see if it's going to fit. Oh, very nice, very, very nice. Let's see if we can, yeah, that looks okay in black as well. I have got other springs if these are going to be a little bit too hard, but we won't know. They don't feel too bad. That feels that feels pretty awesome, to be honest. Right, happy days. That was a little bit of a concern I did have. Right, let's get them cleaned up, new oil in them, and get them finished. Right, that's them drained out. I've got a problem with one of them. They all feel relatively smooth as it should be, but this one, can you hear it? It's something not quite right about it. I tried to put some oil just down on the piston and then sort of flush it through, but it wasn't having it. So we definitely need to figure out what's going on here. God, it's solid. I just wonder if it's got not been trimmed properly here. Oh, there is a little lip there. Right, let's we'll whiz these out. There's a bit of dirt in there as well. Let's whiz these O-rings out, clean them up and see if we can improve it. Right, shock's done. As you can see, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, these two, they're like almost two pairs, and these two are really faded compared to these two. Anyway, they are nice. yeah, they're all roughly the same. Well, as close as I can tell they are anyway. Right, happy with that. So now we need to bang them back on the car, but I also need to get the wheels and tyres on, just so we can get them on the car and see how it's sitting. So let's get that done. So I'm having to use used rally block tyres at the moment. I've got a brand new set on order from RC Mart, but they have not arrived yet. But I have got 2 full sets for the Subarus. Just in case anyone wanted to know, SP1021 51021 rally dish wheels, obviously white, 26mm plus 2 offset. So we'll get these fitted now. I've just I'll show you something. I just put the old white ones on the orange rally edition. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I actually thought it'd look a dog, but that does look pretty cool. Just while we're there, the other Scooby we've done, that's looking epic. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. Right, let's get these wheels and tyres on. Just thought while we're here, I'll just show you just how bigger they actually are, which is awesome because obviously it's the same size diameter, but the rally block tyres have got a lot more than slicks, so it's really going to fill that arch up a lot more. You see that difference there? That's huge. It really does fill the arch up, which it's supposed to do. Right, let's get that on the chassis. It's quite difficult to get the stance on this car correct. You know, obviously it is a rally car, but I've been messing around with the body posts to where the body sits, trying to sort of get it to look right. And that's kind of the best I can come up with, but it is kind of a little bit low on that front arch. As I say, that's the best I can get, if you can see that, but the sort of bottom of the shell is bang on line with the actual chassis deck now. Now there's loads of suspension travel and it's not catching on anything. So yeah, I think I'm reasonably happy with that. It's just, I don't know, you know, when you go to that one, or more maybe this one, it's showing you the full tyres, whereas this is missing. So I might need to come back to this at some point, but I think that's good enough for now. Right, I'll just quickly show you the with the top off now. So that's the chassis. As I say, I'm probably going to have to mess around with the stance later on. As far as I'm aware, I think the rear's cock on, and the suspension feels really nice. I think I might have to move the shocks. It's got another hole on the front shock tower, which I can move those out a little bit. I don't know. I think it's something I'm going to have to mess around with. But I mean, overall, it's way better than it was. We've now got a working car, and yeah, that's cool. I think we'll just stick the driver cockpit in the shell and just have one more look at it, because that might make a bit of a difference. So it does look, it looks totally different with the cockpit in. Yeah, I don't know. There's something I'm not happy with, and I'm not 100% sure what that is. Maybe it's just the fact that I've not seen one before. I don't know. Now I know it's obviously not the correct wheels and tyres for this particular model, but when they did the Michelin Pilot, it came with these wheels. So it's not looking too bad, I've got to say. As I say, I can't put my finger on what that is. Looks pretty cool. Anyway, I think we'll leave it at that for now. Just something. So, next job, we'll whiz that cockpit back out and we'll get that rear wing off and the wing mirrors. We'll get them blasted over in white, and then we'll get the whale fin top in blue and the bottom of it in white, and then that's pretty much it done for now. Right, that's those bits off. I'm going to need a bit of a clean up job on here. I'll have to get the craft knife on, see if I can get this off. Looks like it's been glued a little bit to keep them in place. So I'm going to need to get that cleaned up a little bit and get all this dust off. You probably can't see it in there, but anyway, clean them up. That's the spoiler design if you've never seen one. Must admit it's the first time I've ever had one. It's got that nice yellowing effect from edge, which is nice. So obviously get these two decals off either side, and then there's one screw here to separate it. As I say, the full top unit plus this arm is going to be in the blue, and then this is going to be the white. I need to decide if I'm going to do this with PS or TS paint. I just think if I do it with TS, it might, because it's going to be more of a gloss finish, it might look a little bit too bright against the car paint work. Whereas if I go PS, it'll be a tad darker. I'm thinking PS. Yeah, and I'll do the mirrors in PS as well. Right, let's get this stripped down and sprayed. Right, that's the mirrors cleaned up. I just thought I'd show you. They were quite heavily glued. I didn't realise they were as bad, so I've smoothed them over the best I can with this knife. You can see all the bits of glue that's come off. Just thought I'd show you that. That's where the decal came off. Look at the colour difference. That is unreal. That's pure age, isn't it? Anyway, let's get these all cleaned up, and we'll next time I come back they'll all be sprayed up. Right guys, that's the stuff painted. With the white stuff I actually went for TS paint because I had some. You're not really supposed to use PS on plastics, I don't think. I might be wrong. But anyway, they're in TS. It could really do with doing again. I've not fastened them down, I just pushed through. But it looks way better than it did. And then the wing, try to get it on camera. So again, white done in TS, but I did have to use PS for the blue. But I think it looks pretty cool with a blue strut. Maybe when I come to really finish this car off, I'll do the bottom of that strut because that's attached to this wing, and just go down in blue all the way. But it doesn't look bad. Definitely doesn't look bad. The white is really bright compared to the white because it's edged on here, which is a little bit unfortunate. But there's not a lot we can do about that. So I'm just going to whiz the cockpit in. I'm going to leave it at that now, so I'm not going to paint the cockpit because I need to get hold of some more paints. But I'll fit the cockpit back in and then we'll get it on the car and see what it looks like. So we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. For some reason, and I don't know why, it's just not really doing it for me at the moment. I get this a lot with Tamiya cars. I think I just presumed with the paint I was going to add in the new wheels and tyres, it was going to be like boom, but it's not. It could be because of the colour of the white on the shell, because it has got a bit of edge to it, and it's got a little bit of sort of yellowing on the plastic. Now obviously all these decals have to come off in the future, and hopefully I can use some product to hopefully get a little bit sort of more of a brilliant white effect to it. But it's cool, it's definitely cool. As I say, I didn't touch the driver's cockpit with paint, and we'll do that at the end. But that's as pretty much where, if I want to run it before I finish it properly with the brand new decals, this is as probably good as it's going to get. I'm humming and hawing whether to put the alloy decals on. The sticker sheet is a huge sticker sheet, and it comes with quite a few different Ford, and I think it's Oz Racing that goes around the wheels, and they do actually make those wheels pop, and obviously it's blue so it matches the rest of the car. So I'm quite, if I'm going to run it, I'd like those decals on. So I might do that in the future. Obviously the car is going to look a little bit better when it is finished, because a lot of these decals have lifted and they've ripped and stuff, so all the decals are going to be mint. As I say, we'll have the Ford emblem on the wings. The wheel decals will be done, and the tiger stripes are supposed to come a lot further up. There's about another 2 stripes that come across this white strut, and also there's 2 blue stripes that cover this, come right up onto the bottom wing, and they also come up this strut and onto the top of the wing, so it sort of flows all the way up. So it will look better, but it doesn't look bad. I do this all the time. But what I would say is it probably looks better on video than it does in real life, if that makes sense. But it's pretty cool. So I guess the next stage is to that back end sexy. That's a badass rally car back end. So I guess the next thing is to get some electrics in it. Well, figure out what I'm going to do first. I'm still debating in my head whether to run it like this or just bite the bullet, strip the decals off and just completely finish it. But then it wouldn't go on gravel, it'd just be a tarmac run. But yeah, I'm kind of debating what to do. And also with that chassis, you know, that's all going to have to be taped up if I do gravel. But anyway, that's no biggie. So yeah, that's as far as I can go with that for now, but it's okay, let's put it that way. So guys, I'll shut up because I am really waffling. So thanks again for watching, it's really appreciated. If you are new to this channel, please smash that subscribe, like button and that notification bell for our weekly videos. That only helps support what we're doing. And most of all guys, happy RCing.